We go now to WeatherBELL.com meteorologist Joe Bastardi for the latest on what's next with Dorian. Joe, what will the impact be now that Dorian is strengthening and predicted to hit the Carolinas?
Well, first of all, let me apologize for my look. I'm in the middle of my workday here. It's nice to be on TV, but what I do is really not that. I have a lot of clients in the way of this storm, so we've been warning about. And of course, we've been on from time to time. We said that this was going to come. We had landfall predicted from Saturday near Cape Fear, and I think that's still a good forecast. Category 2, perhaps still a Category 3 storm as it reaches there. This is going to batter the North Carolina coast, the South Carolina coast. Charleston's getting wind gusts to 60. We're liable to see some 75, 80-mile-an-hour gusts, but they're shifting into the northwest. I think Myrtle Beach is probably going to see 75 to 80. But when you get to Cape Fear, Cape Lookout, Cape Hatteras, Duck, Buxton, all those places, we could see wind gusts over 100 miles an hour. We're talking about Virginia Beach getting hurricane conditions, and I think that's going to happen. And part of the reason is that the configuration of Chesapeake Bay and the Atlantic is such that it literally funnels the wind into tidewater. So it's going to get pretty rough, even up into Virginia Beach late tonight, tomorrow morning. You'll see two areas of max winds, one on the coast with the hurricane, and another one will try to form to the north there. And with 6 to 12, locally 15 inches of rain coming from northeast South Carolina into southeast Virginia. Well, it's the storm it was advertised to be for this area, put it that way.
Have there ever been storms tracking in this way, Joe, then they take a turn and then not make landfall?
Oh, yeah. In fact, that's more often than not that happens. And one of the things I was talking about yesterday in my appearances was that it would intensify trying to come to the coast and then start bouncing off the coast, because what happens is, folks, at this time of the day, late at night in the early morning hours, if there were no hurricane around, you usually still see thunderstorms, for those of you who watch the weather, out over the Gulf Stream, because the air naturally goes up there. So the hurricane is heading for that area, and the configuration of the coast gets it to intensify. Plus, it's moving over warm water again. Remember, when it stalled off the Bahamas, it cooled that water dramatically underneath it. So it literally took its feet out from under itself. Well, now it has new warm water. But what happens is the very thing that gets it stronger as it comes toward the coast will try to keep it offshore, because unless there's a strong flow that's pushing it, it won't go on shore. Now you say, okay, well, that's good, no landfall. Even if there's not a landfall, the entire North Carolina coast from Cape Fear all the way up to Buxton's at least going to get in the eye wall. And the only thing about the eye is it's calm, and the eye wall's where all the wind is roaring. But I think this is, if it doesn't quite go over Cape Fear, I think it's going to go in near Cape Lookout, past just west of Hatteras, out between Duck and Hatteras sometime tomorrow morning. So it's still a siege situation. Sideswipe southern New England late tomorrow night into Saturday, southeastern New England, and then that will be it for a couple of weeks. I want to warn folks, I always do this when I'm on. I think we have a down period as far as hurricanes go the next 2 weeks for the U.S., but between September 20th and October 10th, there could be a lot of activity threatening the United States there. I've seen this pattern before, and I think it's going to rev up during that time.